Okay, folks. So the ninth video, basically, I was finished. Before I transition to the next phase of this, I would like to rotate the entire image around. So, image rotation, 180 degrees. So I'm just going to read through this. So opening shot. Most likely the guy is going to say like, hey, do you want some chili cheese fries or chili cheese nachos? Are you sure you're going to eat that before you get on the ride? I've never been sick before. All right, cool then. Let's get on that ride. Are you serious? Okay, here goes what is it? A bird's eye shot of the ride. Well, we're looking down at our main characters. Will you finish that up so I can? I'm gonna make line. So at this point, off screen, we hear like "Daddy, Daddy," and then he's gonna complete this thought. I want to get on that ride. I'm a big boy now, or big girl, or whatever, right? And then we hear the other character say, "Come on." So I'm gonna rotate the screen back around. Image rotation, 180 degrees. Come on. Or maybe hurry up. Something along those lines. He ditches his nachos. And as he's walking forward, I'll probably have like, motion lines. So I don't forget. Something like that. He's walking and grumble. And then she's talking. And then at that part, the attendant here is... okay, you're next. And then, come on. So she's in a hurry. So they get clicked into the ride. His stomach is being pressed. Are you guys ready to swing? And of course, they go up. And as they go up, they're swinging around. So let me go to page 4. Some motion lines, and he is getting worried, like, come on, put your hands up in the air. And this is where he's starting to feel it. He yaks. And then here we have on page 5, it's basically going like this, close-up shot. And on page 6, I'll probably have him say something, I don't know, geez, I don't know, like something about like, you think I can give you a call next week? And she's just like not having it. Here she's pretty upset. So I thought maybe when I looked at my notes, let me go to the notes, and if I go here, I thought it'd be a nice little payoff if like maybe she mentions her blouse. That's why that's in bold. So, but I'm just concerned about having too much words on a page, because I can, for example here, I can zoom in pretty tight, but remember, when this whole entire comic is going to be printed onto a sheet of paper, and this paper is going to be divided into eighths, and as a result, we're going to be limited in space. So what I don't want to do is I don't want to use font that's smaller than 9 point, because then beyond that, it just it becomes more of a chore for the reader to see what's going on. So maybe here I'll say, I think at this part. So let me go to page 1, and so I don't forget, make a bigger brush. So here, I don't know if I should have him mention the blouse here, because then the blouse becomes too much of a thing. And again, like I don't expect the word balloon to be this big and prominent, and it draws too much attention to itself. But you sure you don't want any? I'm just gonna put that, want any, and then if this is the first time you're reading this, like what is it he's offering, and then here is the reveal. Like, are you sure you want to eat those nachos? Like, I've never been, so that reveals that. Let's get on this, and I think maybe while they're talking, image rotation 180 degrees. Maybe while they're talking, she's mentioning this blouse. I'll just put a little note about oops, before I go any further, this is page 3. I want to make sure I'm writing on the correct layer. So page 3 is something about like my blouse, and I don't know if I'll have space to write all that information, but it's there. And then click, and then I don't think the payoff would be here. So I'm not 100% sure if this is what should be mentioned. But anyway, I think for the most part, it's done. So at this point, since I have page 6, I'm going to hold down my shift key, click on page 1. Notice how all of this within the roughs gets selected. I press Command E. This merges them all together. And here I can just call these roughs. And I'm going to drag this layer outside of the group or the folder. I can delete now the folder. And at this point, I could actually turn off the visibility of the green to make it a lot less distracting. And I'm going to lower the opacity down a tad like that. And I'm going to lock it so I don't mess with it. And at this point, I have to make a new group. And this new group is going to be called reference photos. So here, this is where if I had any troubles with drawing hands or faces or poses or whatnot, this is where I would use my cell phone, or I would use toys. Well, I now will use toys, cell phone, like people, to pose them in these particular poses and these expressions, just to make my life way easy. So this is all set up. I'm going to rotate the canvas around, image rotation 180 degrees. So this is what was due last week, or I don't know when you're seeing this video. Perhaps the due date will be in the future, because I'll keep this video up for future generations of the class. But this is essentially it. So what's the next phase will just be adding reference photos to all of this. And then similar to how I selected items from this, I would open up reference photos, and instead of, for example, getting a lasso and doing this like we were used to, I'll just give you a quick example. So let me go to File and then Open. And off my desktop, I think I have an image saved here. I'm not sure. Looks like I do not have an image. It's okay. It's all right. So I'll save that for the next part. This is where I'll get an image of this. I'm going to need an image. So looking at my whole storyboard, this big prop right here, that ride, is something that I'm going to need to have like a vantage point from. This is considered worm's eye because we're looking up into it. I'm going to need a bird's eye view of this. Let's see. I may be able to fake it with just winging it on this side view, but if not, I can always find another image of the of that ride in that view. And I'm gonna need probably some details of the swing itself, so I'll know how to draw that. And what's really important is that I don't want to give any of these characters like generic clothes. One of my comic teachers told me that one of the kind of like the bad tropes to give a guy, for example, is like a t-shirt. It's like they're always like, we're sick and tired of seeing the guys with the t-shirts. So if anything, I provided a link in the classroom IMAX, and the link, once you click it, it directs you to a website where you have different variations of, say, like teenage boys or teenage girls, or or whatnot. So that's something I want you to look at, and the goal is to have you draw a non-generic looking character. So that's it for this portion. Don't forget to save the layer version as a PSD document. But for the purposes of our class, just to make sure you're on task and doing what you're supposed to be doing, we want to have evidence of your work. So there you can submit a screenshot, Command-Shift-3 of your efforts, and then that's it. So you see that the layers has been flattened, locked, the opacity has been lowered, and it's already ready for the next phase. Thank you.